right now too, like 100 things are popping in my brain at a time to talk about. Slow down, one at a time. It's all those 54 personalities coming out to play, you know what I'm saying? Patricia's like, talk about this, and Joshua's like, nah dog, talk about this, fam. Oh no, okay. So, one reason why it's so important to be nice to people, right? Is, well, think about if you, which I know pretty much everyone has gone through silent battles, right? Things that they don't talk about. And there's been probably days where you just want to fold. You're like, F this shit. I'm over it. Like, deuces. This shit's whack. I'm out of here, right? But, so, with that being said, you wouldn't want to make someone go over the edge, right? We don't want to make somebody go over the edge. And that's why, for me, like, it was always really important to be nice and pour into other people, especially on my hardest days, because being kind to other people brought me, like, genuine joy. Making someone else smile brings me genuine joy. Making someone else laugh makes me laugh. Pouring into others poured into me, if that makes sense. And how many of you, like, on a really, really hard day, someone randomly gave you a compliment, somebody randomly showed you kindness, and that was just everything that you needed. That was everything that you really needed, and they didn't even know it. And how awesome would that be for you to be that for somebody else, right? And two, like, I think that we can be very assumptive too, like when it comes to how people present themselves. I remember my junior year, this girl came up to me at school and she was like, you must just have like the most perfect life ever. Like, you're always so kind to everybody. You are always smiling. And confirmation. And I literally, well, I didn't tell her this, but like, I just smiled and laughed, but, and I was literally like trying to find where I was gonna stay that night, because I was couch surfing at that time. And you just never know, right? You just never know. And so if you do find something about someone that you like, tell them. If you like someone's outfit, if you think that their makeup looks nice, if you think that they're beautiful, don't assume that they already know, because they do not see themselves the way that others do, right? For example, like, I recently ran into somebody that coached me when I was in high school, and we had a good relationship. I love her, I still love her. And she told me, and this absolutely melted my heart, honestly. She told me that after I left that school and went to another school, that I took my magic with me. It warmed my heart, because I would have never, like, I don't see myself that way, you know? I didn't know that somebody, like, felt like I brought magic into their life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't know. And she said it at a time where I was really And she said it in a time where I was really battling with a lot. I was really battling with a lot behind closed doors. I had just gotten out of my separation and just a lot was going on. And it was like Jesus knew I needed that. It made me feel so warm. And you just never know what telling somebody how special they are, if you see something special about them, or telling somebody what light they bring to you, or that you love their style, or you think that they're really cool, like you think that they're unique, whatever that is, whatever that person brings, whatever that stranger brings, and you immediately think that, tell them. That thought did not cross your mind for no reason. They do not see and think about things the way that we do to each other. All they see is their flaws because they're so close to the mirror day in and day out. And it could be too, like the people in their lives could be bringing them down, could be, and so those things that, and those projections from people in their lives, that's how they see themselves. So it could really, really, really bring light to in someone's darkness, you know? And another thing I wanted to know, I was like, Jesus does not care if you cuss. Unless it's like derogatory and at somebody, like, he does not care if I say, motherfucker. Like, he does not care. What he cares is if I hold the door open for the lady behind me. What he cares about is if I poured into somebody, if I gave them love, if I gave them grace. What he cares about is if you are loving and showing respect and grace to people through his lens, through the way that he would, right? If you're pouring into people the way that he would. But he does not care if you have dark humor. He does not care. You know what I mean? And I think that there's a huge misconception on certain things with that. But he wants you to be you. As long as you are not destroying people and you're pouring into people, he doesn't care what that looks like. If you're goofy as hell about it, he wants you to be happy. And if that's the way that you can be happy to pour into people,